Hello, this is Brian again. Welcome to my second clip. So I've been hoofing it along for a little while. I know there was a hill back here to the east, so I suspect that might be close to where I would go to hit it up. But I think what I want to do is research it just a little bit better, because I'm not really sure if that's actually going to be it, and I can't really see through the forest to see landmarks that I was looking for. I was looking for an area at the base of the hill with a lot of rocks. I suspect this could be Mount Laguna behind me, the actual Peak Bagger summit. But I didn't think I would be using Thing Valley Road as a trail to get me close to the striking out point, meaning leaving the trail. And I definitely don't see any evidence of peak climber penetration, meaning, again, signs of peak baggers going off and climbing up that. So I think I'm gonna nix it and just keep admiring the scenery out here. Here's the plant I spotlighted at the end of May, and this is the second time I've seen this plant now. This is small Monardella. This is Monardella nana. Very fragrant leaves, and it's got these little tiny lobed white flowers subtended by these layers of bracts here. This is Monardella nana. A nice little population of it here along the side of Thing Valley Road. Very beautiful plant. Now it's in full bloom. Very beautiful, and it does have a pungent fragrance. Here's a plant I am not super familiar with either. It kind of looks like golden yarrow, but yeah, it does. Yeah, it looks like golden yarrow that just is going into seed. Now, so that's golden yarrow, Eriophyllum confertiflorum, variety confertiflorum. Now let's pull up another type of yarrow, and this one's kind of common in this area, and this is the regular white yarrow, Achillea millefolium. And you can see the cluster of flower heads and the ferny leaves of Achillea millefolium. And this is a penstemon. It kind of reminds me of Penstemon labrosus that I've seen in the San Gabriel Mountains, but I'm not sure, because there are a few red-flowered species with narrow leaves, so I'm not 100% sure about that one. Now we got Drimocalis glandulosa. I'm going to go on a whim and guess this is variety glandulosa. This is called sticky cinquefoil. It's a member of the rose family, and it kind of looks like a strawberry plant a little bit, very superficially, except the leaves are more pinnately compound, as you can see here. This leaf has pinnate leaflets, and it doesn't develop fleshy berry-like fruit like a strawberry does. They have the similar yellowish flowers. Of course, looks like we're a little past that now, but they get these little tiny seeds enclosed here in the calyces. So here's another Drimocalis right here. I'm guessing this is variety glandulosa. It is a variety of Drimocalis glandulosa. It's a variety of it. And here's a fleabane. I believe this is Erigeron foliosus right here. Fleabane. I see different varieties of fleabane constantly, especially during the summer and early fall time. You'll see them blooming like crazy. So I think this might be a variety of Erigeron foliosus, but if I find out differently, of course, I will make a remark about that. And here's another species of plant that's closely related to the Drimocalis. So this is Drimocalis glandulosa variety whatever. And this is a plant that's related to it. It's called Horkelia. It's in the genus Horkelia. Now, being that this is my first ever encounter with anything in the genus Horcalia, I am not going to try to falsely assume what species this is. This could be Horcalia clevelandi, or Cleveland's Horcalia. That could be what this one is. I believe that's supposed to be a quite rare species, but there are a few other species of Horcalia that you can find here in Southern California. And so they kind of have those pinnately compound leaves, as you see here, kind of similar to Drimacallis glandulosa. But the leaflets are much smaller, and the flowers are these little tiny 5-petaled white flowers you see here. So that's what a Horcalia looks like, and it is fairly closely related to Drimacallis. So this is my first ever encounter with Horcalia. I do believe this is Horcalia clevelandi, but again, not being 100% sure, I don't want to just blurt it out there and boast with 100% confidence that's what I have found. But I knew it was just a matter of time before some more botanical awesomeness occurred, and it sure has. And of course, as very typical in our national forests here in Southern California, birchleaf mountain mahogany, or birchleaf circocarpus. Circocarpus betuloides, variety betuloides. Variety betuloides is the only variety found here. There is a variety Blancae, Blancheae, and that's found in the Channel Islands. I believe it's supposed to be larger in stature and much larger leaves. There are at least 2 varieties of Circocarpus betuloides. Ours is here on the mainland, up in the foothills, mountains, even coastal chaparral. It's variety betuloides. So there is quite a diversity of plant life here. If you come up to the Lagunas, you will find quite a diversity. Maybe not as much conifer diversity as, say, the San Gabriels and San Bernardinos and San Jacinto mountains, especially the San Bernardinos and the San Gabriels have very high conifer diversity. But there's a lot of plant life here, some of which is really not found in those other mountain ranges that I aforementioned. So, in common with San Bernardino and San Gabriels, of course, Western chokecherry, Prunus virginiana variety demissa. It's very common here in the Lagunas. Quercus kelloggi, of course, the black oak or California black oak. That's not a surprise find. And of course, Jeffrey pine is in pretty much all of our mid to high elevation mountain ranges. Even planted in the Santa Ana Mountains near Los Pinos Potrero by Blue Jay Campground. I got Jeffrey pines planted over there too, believe it or not, and doing fairly well. So, of course, we got Solidago velutina californica. It's our California goldenrod. More white yarrow, Achillea millefolium. We got some type of loco weed or something in the genus Astragalus with their inflated bladder-like pods. Again, there's that penstemon right there. So, one shrub you'll find here a lot, and I mean a lot, is that guy in the middle there, Palmer ceanothus, or Palmer lilac, which is Ceanothus palmeri. That one I really haven't experienced in the San Gabriel or San Bernardino mountains. I don't know if it even grows in those mountains, but a very closely related Ceanothus integrimus variety macrothyrsus, the southern deerbrush, which is very, very similar looking and very, very well related, is the one you will find up there in the San Gabriel and San Bernardino mountains. So let's see if I can get close to one. There comes a 4x4. There we go. Palmer ceanothus right here. One you'll see quite a bit. And there are the seed capsules. I did a spotlight on this one back in the end of May when these were in full bloom, in full glory. Absolutely stupendous beauty when they're in full bloom. And southern deerbrush is very similar, only southern deerbrush usually has 3 main veins, and they usually have 1 main vein. And again, the milkweeds always confuse me whether this is Asclepias areocarpa or Asclepias californica. Both species are found here, I believe, here in the Lagunas. And there's a set of milkweed bugs. You're going to typically find these a lot on your milkweed species. Kind of reddish colored insects. And here's western chokecherry fruit developing. As you can see there, in raceme clusters. In other words, linear clusters. Well, not linear, but hang down in a line, as opposed to a rounded cluster like bitter cherry. That might be found here too. I haven't seen it yet to my knowledge. Bitter cherry, Prunus marginata, but I suspect would probably be found in these mountains at some point. But one thing about the Lagunas that is pretty common is the meadows. This young growth Jeffrey pine forest here looks like it has partially invaded some meadows. See, here's Thing Valley Road. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go turn and head east on this and just see where this leads. Maybe this will lead to the base of the peak I was going to attempt to climb today. There's a rutted old dirt road here. So let's see where this leads. So I do see a big hill up ahead. And for once, me being up in the mountains, it's not really hot up here. It's definitely in the 70s, but it's not a big heat wave like we had for a nice chunk of June. This is really why I didn't come out to the mountains much, because the mountains are really hot too. So let's see. I do see a hill up there clad in chaparral. That could be what I'm looking for. So I'm going to see if that's the case. I have not climbed a peak since I did Pacifico Mountain. So peak climbing is very much lacking in my life right now. Oh, here's the PCT. Or is this the... Yeah, it's supposed to be the PCT. Here it is. Just didn't go far enough. Or, well, actually I went past it. I'm tripping. Yeah, here's the PCT. So, now, time to think if I should start breaking trail over here. Let me think. Really would like to get to this peak. It'd be kind of neat to get to... I don't know if this is an official name, but like I said, on Peak Bagger, the Peak Bagger community calls it Mount Laguna. And it's the highest point in Cleveland National Forest, so it would be kind of cool to get up to the top of it. What I have to do is look to see if there's a suitable place to break trail, or if I could find evidence of a climber's path, which might or might not be possible. I remember at the base of the hill, kind of near the trees, there was a nice boulder pile on Google Earth imagery. So I am taking a look out for something of that sort. I might actually already be past it. I don't know. But what I've heard, there is supposed to be a use trail that gets you up there. I mean, a very overgrown one from what I've read. But something of a path requires some bushwhacking. So I'm going to keep an eye out for that. If it comes to fruition, great. If not, this whole day wasn't in vain. I mean, it's kind of hard to consider that or think about that when you're up in these mountains. If there is a use trail getting up this, I don't know if it's going to be up ahead or if it's going to be behind me either. Because I believe that's it up there. I believe that's it. If I'm mistaken, well, oh well. If I'm not mistaken, but I still can't get my butt up there, oh well. If I can get up there, all the better. Sometimes it just takes a good attitude about things. And I know in life I've had times where I've had some pretty salty attitudes about things, but that's mostly for stuff unrelated to mountains and hiking and nature. So, looks like the trail goes that way, and this dirt road goes over this way. So, this could get interesting. I'm hoping I'm going to get within striking range of this mountain. Right now, I'm heading east as we speak. Soon to be turning south. So I'm off the PCT and on this dirt road now. One thing's for sure, this is an adventure. Yeah, keep seeing the hill over there. I think I've looked at, excuse me, yeah, GPS routes from peak bagger users, and I think they approach it kind of like from the west or northwest. Well, just about to hit the 20-minute mark on this clip, so my camera always gives out or stops recording after about 20 minutes and some change, so I'll see you on the next clip. If I can find a place to break trail, great. We'll see.